Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. How to outsmart a female psychopath. Oh boy, this is like the mother lode of personality disorder type of woman. They are strong, they are generally forceful, they are just very liquid on the tongue, they are extremely poised, they have a presence about them, something very alluring. Usually there's something in their eye contact that seems almost reptilian. It's called the reptilian gaze, where they look into your eyes and you feel like a piercing, like you've just been launched into another world. Not a warm, sort of nurturing, soulful look in their eyes, but more something like a burning, and a lot of men mistake it for a passion. And it's sort of just the look in itself in their eyes can ignite a lust. It can ignite a sort of chemistry, a physical chemistry and a mental chemistry that a lot of men fall for right away. And in fact, the psychopath female will generally go very quickly in relationships. A lot of good women, I want to say healthy women, normal women, people, the woman who has a little bit more self-respect or morality or dignity will not just jump into the physical side of a relationship right away. They don't want to cross those boundaries. It's something that is earned usually by men, and women are generally a little bit more protective of just whom they give away their sexuality to. Now, of course, when people are younger and things of that nature, things might be a little bit looser, but generally a little more. Women are very well known to be a little bit more conservative in their sexual side and sexual play, especially with who they're in their circle and protecting their relationships. So the psychopath female, how do you really outsmart them? Well, if you look at their cunning ways, their manipulation, the way that they seduce, the way that they provoke, the way that they calculate is generally on a very cold, calculated, almost like a numerical route. They will use tactics and techniques that will make you kind of get distracted. They will do very odd things, like take pieces of clothing and keep it, take pieces of your clothing, wrap it, put it in their car, or they'll do very strange behaviors, with the way that they maybe use their shoes or other little things that they're constantly trying to be flirtatious and be very distractful to their target. So in other words, it'll cause basically like a dismantling where you were focused, you were going about your life, you have certain things that you've attained, you have certain intellectual discernment to yourself, you're distinguished in your sort of personality, and here comes this woman and it's just like you almost forgot who you are. And a lot of men initially take great relief to this, because a lot of men are so prone to be the provider in the family, the authoritarian, the disciplinarian, the one who has to make all the tough decisions, who has to enforce all the rules, who has to fix everything around the house. It's quite a responsible job to be a mature male, and so a lot of men just take this as a very welcome relief, and they'll kind of jump off that mount, that role, and get some relief and have a kind of a playful side. Well, realize that as she's dismantling you, she's basically minimizing your stature, as they're taking advantage, controlling, cunning, using lies, using deceit, all the techniques that we're aware of the psychopath, and they do this without any sort of remorse and really without any sort of heart. And now generally women are more known for their nurturing side, a warmer side. There's nothing on the warm scale with this type of woman. It's almost like an icy hot. They can be so electric sexually that they're really lacking any heart. And I think that's what really sort of creates a lot of the brainwashing and a lot of the sort of disorientation and depersonalization that occurs to the male who they have targeted. So how do you outsmart this? How do you really sort of dismantle it? How do you get around it? Well, for one, realizing that there's this cold, predatory gaze that they sort of display, and you're still sort of, trying to get around them, or you're trying to you're trying to expose them, you're trying to get to that next level, or determine if they are indeed psychopathic, if this is working out for you, or whether you just want to make a beeline for it. Generally, and you're still in relations with these people, or if you have to be in relations with them, start using sort of terms that you really find attractive, the nurturing side. Women who really, don't need to show their power so much. Start verbalizing that you find attractive, that, women who are more passive, look how they do that without even, batting an eye. Start making compliments about other women, and that will really, really disrupt the psychopath. They tend to get jealous very easily. They like to be, it's like the alpha female. They really, really want to rule the world. They want to rule the throne. They want to rule you, everyone in their office, everyone in their family, and they want to have what they want when they want it. So if you start bringing out, just purposefully, and it may be out of character for you in your relationship, but if you start complimenting other women and start looking at other women, and you start to maybe show some interest in some other fields that they're not adept to, see if they start, coming out of the woodwork in terms of like a psychopathic belligerence, where they start, questioning you, and you're starting to dismantle the control. If you start bringing up these sort of tactics and admiring others, even if you start, verbally applauding other men, within their same field that they're in, they're really, the psychopath is not going to take very well to that. They want to think that it's them and only them, and they're going to either start putting that person down. That's a very good sign that you're starting to outsmart them. And just kind of calling out their strange calling card behaviors. A lot of psychopaths will do something very characteristic to each of them. And I call it kind of a calling card, I guess, that they do something, it's again and again, over and over, that they use to manipulate. So if you think about the psychopath in your life, the female, do they do something very strange, either with their clothing, with their money, their bank accounts, their keys, something with your possessions? And you'll find that they're generally very controlling of things that they really should not be in control of. Whether it's their emotions over animals or things of that nature, you're going to see something very idiosyncratic, something very out of the ordinary. And just start bringing that to their attention and start to question them and see if you can get an honest answer, and you're usually going to get some sort of canned response. But you're going to start to see that you can unravel them and outsmart them with these few couple tactics. And then you'll get your power back when you start to use that questioning and that observation. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.